Hello, party people. Thank you for patiently waiting for me. This is another listing party. Welcome to Just Jordan Things. As you might know, I have the best laid plans and I plan things out. I had a calendar reminder of this live session on my phone, but I had it for 4:30, not for 4 o'clock. So thank you for being here. If you've been waiting, I apologize, but here we are. We're just going. We're winging it. We're gonna start listing some stuff. We're gonna be happy. I don't know how I messed that one up. I apologize. But welcome and alas, let's kick this off and get things listed. I have a big show tomorrow. I have probably, I don't know, 60 things that I think I'm going to run on auction. I'm part of the treasure hunting live that's happening. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be exciting. I am been preparing for this for 2 weeks because I've been not having shows, so we've got a lot of cool stuff that is going to be in that show. If you're joining me right now, because I always forget to ask you guys to do this, remember to like this video. It's what helps the algorithm. It's what helps me, and if other people like this video, then they can find it because you like this video. I think that's how that works. How is everyone doing today? It is the end of June? No, it's the end of May, sorry. We don't e It'll be the end of June before we know it, but, it is still only May. It is still only May, so it's okay, it's okay. Let's see what I have in my box of wonders today and what I need to list on Whatnot. Do, 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 do. Oh, see, now I'm getting the reminder that I'm going live in 10 minutes. I'm a doofus. Let's start off the show with a positive note. We'll get started with a card first. Usually we wait to do a listing, but let's start with a card. We'll start with an icebreaker and get things kicked off. Are you an organ donor? I'm not, but I feel like I should be. I always click no, but I don't know why. I really don't have a reason. I know that the benefits of being an organ donor is way like there pretty much is no negative. Like what could be the possible negative? I know some people claim or their fear would be, well, they won't save you if you're an organ donor, but I really don't think that if there's anyone in healthcare that can help debunk that myth, please do that. So if you're unfamiliar with how the card game works, I pull a card after every listing, I answer the question, and then you answer the question so we can all hang out and get to know each other better. I actually did want to bring something up with you guys today that's relatively important. I realize we don't have a group kind of name. We don't really have like my mom has the Niche Nation, Taylor Swift has her Swifties, and other people have their like group names. We have to come up with ours. And I know they usually happen naturally, but just gonna plant that seed. We're gonna start thinking about it. We're gonna ruminate on it. We're gonna figure out what our Jordan group name is. All right, let's open Whatnot and see what we have to list. Do. I also got a new little picture taking studio recently, and let me tell you, this little cube has elevated my pictures tenfold. I think it was only 20 bucks too. Not super expensive for the value that it offers. All right. First up, I have these little Corel dishes. I have quite a few of them. Trying to see if they say a year on them. No, so now I have to look them up and figure out what year they are. The Geordies, I like it. I like it. Doesn't really flow off the tongue yet, but it might catch on. It might catch on. Are these teacup plates? Because they have, yeah, I think they're teacup plates. I recently posted a story about a different print of Corel plates, and I asked everyone what their most favorite memory or like what nostalgic thing it reminded them of. And someone's reply was her dad was so excited when they first got them that they brought everybody into the kitchen and he grabbed the plate and he said, "Look, they don't break." And he threw it on the ground and it shattered everywhere. And I just feel like that to this day, I think it was like 2 weeks ago that I posted that story, and it's hilarious to me every time I think about it. I can't imagine how many people did that too. I also have who puts stickers over the name brand on every biscuits, biscuits and gravy. I hate taking stickers off. Oh, it's such a pain. Well, let's see if I have room to do. I have been a busy little bee this week. If you are unfamiliar with what's happened, I got my molars removed last Thursday. So I've basically been laying in bed, not been able to get up in agonizing pain. So when I am in that state, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to do something on my computer to distract myself because I don't want to think about how much pain I'm in. So I revamped my entire website and marketing plan, basically. Like I sat down and I was like, you know what? Let's kick things into high gear and redo my website, redo our offerings, redo everything, literally everything, complete 180 overhaul of my entire website and my live planning moving forward in my YouTube channel. So what this means for you guys is I will have 3 different types of live sessions moving forward. We'll have listing parties like this. Then I'll have early morning sessions for those of us trying to be functional adults in the real world that can actually get out of bed. We're going to hold each other accountable for those morning chats. Start our days off right. We're not going to be talking about business. We're not going to be talking about work. It's just going to be a morning reset with journaling prompts and other things. Then I have a biweekly marketing discussion where you can come and ask all of your marketing questions. If you have questions about social media, if you have questions about, your specific job, or you saw a fun thing on the internet and you're like, how does that work? How does their marketing work? We're going to dive into all of those. And then of course this one. So I got a lot going on. I also I have a lot of these. These ones are flower shaped. Oh, these ones don't have a sticker on the back, so I can finally figure out what brand they are. Fine Bone China. Shelly England. Hello, Gail. Hello, Chris. Hello, Just Curious. Just curious, did you tell me your actual name before and I just forgot, which is probably the most likely scenario? Or do you prefer to be called Just Curious? Because I can just keep calling you Curious. Ingrid. Okay, you did tell me before. Now it's coming back to me. Now I remember. Thank you for reminding me. I'm probably going to ask again because I am terrible with names. Is anybody else like that where, like, even sometimes my own mother's name, I have to think about it sometimes. It's like, her name's Danny, right? Yes. Okay. I don't know what that is. If it's an ADD thing, yes, I've got it. It's not a short-term memory thing because I've definitely known my mom's name longer than a couple minutes. Ooh, I got these nice gold plates. You have ADD too? Okay, so maybe it's an ADD thing. These are from France. They are Lantinier Company. Limoges sounds right. They look gold. I wonder. I think I had more of these that I already listed, and these are the teacup version. I wonder if I have the cup to go with the plate. Wouldn't that be nice? Probably not. Hi, Betsy. How are you? What's today? Thursday? Oh, thank goodness. We are almost through the week. And does everybody have Monday off? I just was reminded today that we have Monday off. The weather has finally been perking back up. We had a few like stormy days this past weekend. So it's nice that the sun is coming back out and we can barbecue for this long Memorial Day weekend. Hello, Kathleen. Betsy, I'm doing okay. I am finally okay. So I had my molars removed, right? You would think that I would be completely prepared with Sensodyne and Orajel. I was not. I was absolutely not. I had to run out and go get some Sensodyne toothpaste and Orajel mouthwash today because my mouth was in so much pain yesterday. And the initial pain of my molars being removed, that is gone. We don't have a problem with that anymore. But now, this new thing that I discovered is my teeth, because I've been doing Invisalign, are shifting because of the open space. And so now all of my teeth hurt. It's not the molars anymore. It's all of my teeth. And oh, terrible. Tooth pain, the worst kind of pain. Hate it. Poor Grant. He's been dealing with all of this. His tire actually just popped. So he's grumpy about having to go figure out how to replace his tire. And since all of his tires are kind of low on tread and would probably need to be replaced within the next year or so, he may as well just replace all of them at the same time. And it's like $700 because we both have Audis and the tires are expensive. It's just when it rains, it pours, right? That's the, oh, now I have the regular plates. Okay. I need to look these up. Limoges is a good brand, right? Oh, what are you? Do you go with you? That doesn't go together. What is this? Terra Graphics? Oh, it literally said, it says it in cursive and then says it up top too. Is this just a little dish or is this a top of something? It looks like this sits at the bottom and something sits in it, but I don't think it's this thing. Could be. No, that doesn't fit. We're gonna have to figure out what this is. All tires are expensive. It's ridiculous. But Costco, we have a Costco card, so at least we have that. Oh, another Corel bowl. Different pattern though. It's a different pattern. They might be the same though. I haven't seen. Is this a cup or a bowl? Not for broiler or stovetop use. Well, I would hope not. It's tiny. Oh, we have a little egg dish. Trying to see if this. Nope. Okay. Get up here. I'm running out of space. Oh, we have a set of egg dishes. Okay, I think this is the first thing I'm going to list because they're simple. They're easy. Oh, I need to plug in my little lamp. My power bar is over here. How do I turn it on? Alrighty. Turn the brightness up. And I can't really show you guys. I'll be over here. Hold on. I'm going to take a picture of these and I'll be right back. Is anybody else listening with me today? Are we being productive today? Or are we just here to hang out and chit chat? Both are fine. Both are accepted. Are these porcelain? I'm going to say porcelain. And we have our first item listed. So, you know what that means? We get to pull another card. Let's do another icebreaker. I feel like we don't do a lot of icebreakers. I go straight for the deep cards. What's your favorite sport to watch? We watch a lot of sports in this house. Let me get that on the table because Grant is one of those guys that not just watches sports, but follows all of the athletes, collegiate athletes and pro athletes. Like the amount of information and names they know of high school or not high school, college players and then pro players and like who they used to play under, where the coach used to be, who their coach was. Like it is mind blowing. It's like a spider web up there. So we watch a lot of basketball, watch a lot of football, watch a lot of F1, which actually it's pretty entertaining. I will say that one is pretty exhilarating to watch. Um, Basketball least favorite, I think. Baseball definitely not baseball. Football's fun, but I mean, you've seen one football game, you've kind of seen them all. But baseball's fun in person, but watching a baseball game just like on TV, I guess if we're comparing, I'm just talking about watching them on TV. Baseball is so much fun in person because there's things to do and, it's like an event. This is a difficult one because I really don't like watching a lot of sports. And I was a referee for 10 years. So you'd feel like uh I think I'm going to go with football. Football's probably the easiest one to watch and the one I find myself watching the most and not getting bored while watching. You put baseball on, it's like, okay, I'm going to fall asleep. Ooh, okay. Now we're getting into interesting things. We have the sugar dish as part of that set. Now I need to look these up. The Shelley England bone china in this little flower print, and I'm pretty sure. No, I don't have the teapot. That's a different. That's a Royal England teapot up there. Okay, so let's take a picture of this really fast. These are listed. Hello, happy kitty. I'm good. How are you doing? Sorry, my brain's trying to do two things at once. Oh, God. Do. All right, let's see if I can Google image search. This sugar dish. Okay, so it's called a forget-me-not print. Oh no, me and my mom shows at the same time. Her live show or her whatnot show. I will have to go after hers, and then she can raid into me. Sugar dish. Thank you for pointing that out to me because I would have just completely. How heavy are you? Ugh, I can't see. I can't see. 8 ounces. All right. And just like that, we're on our feet. We're doing things. All right. And we listed an item. We pull a card. I'll have to call her after this show and ask her what time she plans on wrapping up so that I can go after her. What is the first thing you do when you wake up? Ooh, see, I used to be really, really good about this. And now I am so bad about it. I get on my phone the first thing when I wake up. It's pretty bad. Uh, I hate it. I cannot wake up now, I realize, without like getting on my phone, which is why I'm starting that series at 7 a.m. in the morning because I hate getting on my phone first thing in the morning. The first hour of your day should not be spent on your phone. That's my personal opinion. I feel like we are just sucked into everything on these little boxes. I really want to do like the first thing, this is my ideal world. The first thing I want to do when I wake up is like, have a chit chat with Grant because we usually wake up at the same time and have our little like morning debrief. What do you got going on today? How are you feeling? Did you have any dreams? Just chit chat for like 5 minutes and then get up, have my coffee, journal, right? Because that's supposed to be one of the, if you've read the 5 a.m. club, within the first hour that you wake up, you're supposed to do one thing for your mind, one thing for your body, and then one thing that you learn. So journaling, a little bit of exercise, get your heart rate up, and then reading, learning something new, listening to a podcast, just expanding your knowledge. That is my ideal world. Is that what happens? No, absolutely not. But I would like to get back into that routine. Didn't know if you should watch You or Your Mom. Of course, me, duh. I'll move my show so that we're not at the same time, and then I'll make her rate into me because I can guilt trip her like that because that's the power you have when you're the daughter. Whereas the boyfriend today, he's actually upstairs on a work call. Boring. He's been at a conference all week, and it's been so weird not to have him here because he's usually here all the time. Both of us are. So it's this weird, like, oh, I'm alone in the house. I don't like this. So weird. There's so many things that I need a tall person for, and he's not there. Like we have so many cabinets that I can't reach, and then there's a umbrella that we have outside that we have a cover over that I cannot take off by myself. Even with a step stool, I'd have to get out the big ladder to be able to take this thing off. Stupid tall people. Always coffee first. That is the start of my day. It's not even like I need to drink the coffee. It's the smell of coffee that wakes me up now. I don't know if any of you experience that. It's like the aromatherapy of coffee that like gets my day going. You watch her all the time. I deserve some watch time. Thank you. I do deserve some watch time. I am trying hard to build my whatnot following. And I think I'm at a benchmark point in where I wanted to get with all of my like growth goals. So I'm at 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you all very much. I am at I just hit 8,000 subscribers or followers on my TikTok because I had a viral video and gained like 1,000 followers. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna ride that wave. So hopefully that keeps up steam and I get to 10,000 because 10,000 is when you like nothing really happens, but you're more accredited as a creator and you can apply to different programs. Like they have a creator program over there as well, where you can monetize your TikToks and the views that you get. And then you can also apply for the creator marketplace. So you can work with brands now and you're established more as a like influencer. So that's like the minimum level of a micro influencer. And that's kind of where I'm trying to go. So there's 15 people here watching. Remember us beginner fault. Of course I will. I absolutely will. And I love and appreciate every single one of you for always being here, always being supportive. I see the same names pop up and comment on every single one of my videos. I recognize and appreciate all of you. Do not worry. When we are big and famous, you guys will still be the tried and true. And I'll have some sort of like, it also tells me on YouTube when you comment on my videos, it tells me how long you've been a subscriber for. So don't worry, I will know. I'll know you. But yeah, we should have like an OG group when my channel blows up and I can go full-time YouTuber and not have to worry about a day job anymore. Coffee and no talking for a while. That's your morning routine. That sounds lovely. That sounds peaceful and nice. 7 a.m. is my favorite time of the morning because the roads are still kind of quiet. I don't know if any of you live near a freeway, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But there isn't that like white noise of freeway noise all the time and traffic and cars starting and people getting ready for work. It's still kind of that peaceful hour. So if you go outside at 7 a.m., it's just kind of like a lull. There's no planes flying. The birds are chirping and it's just very peaceful. You're right there too, Betsy. Not being productive first thing in the morning is, yeah, that's a necessity. A slow start into the day. Where is my cleaning solution? There it is. It's all the way over here. Is anybody doing anything fun in June? I can't believe it happens every single time. I can't believe we're almost done with May. I feel like I can say that at any given time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where did the time go? And it's just going to keep getting worse. It's all downhill from here. But where did it go? Kind of makes me excited though, because that means Christmas is coming sooner. So did you hear about the Target clothing line, or would you rather not comment? Honestly, okay, so here's my stance on controversial topics. I am all for diving into them. I have no problem sharing my opinions and my insight onto things. You will find that my perspective on things is very progressive, and I am open to hearing all opinions, all sides. I love having discussions about, different viewpoints, but everything is centered in inclusion. And as long as your opinion isn't like hurting someone else, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to judge you or not hang out with you or not like you because you think a different way. I've done a lot of research on this whole Target clothing situation. And if you're unfamiliar, there was a TikToker that went into Target and grabbed some of the new Pride clothing line. And the Pride clothing line is like a banded top and tuck friendly bottoms, I think is what they're called. It's for sorry, got distracted. So if you're, either in the middle of transitioning or you just want like a banded, it's inclusive to that. So this creator took those clothes into the child section of Target and then tried to convince people that Target specifically is marketing those to children. And so there's this whole thing happening online because this is what people do. They like to get angry and jump on bandwagons. So she's getting a lot of hate because people are trying to tell her, okay, you're lying. You're trying to fearmonger and bring those clothes into the child section. And honestly, my opinion on it is, why do people care so much? I mean, if cross-dressing isn't your thing, don't do it. But people have been wearing the different clothes, and to gender clothes, I mean, that's dumb as well, because okay, let's look at the history of clothing. Let's look at heels, right? They were originally created for men, noble men, and then women adopted them. So you can't really say like heels are women's clothing because they used to be men's clothing. And then look at skirts. Let's look at skirts. Kilts were a thing. Dresses and robes were worn in the 1800s by men as well. Like there's so many things, and I feel like we tend to, our opinions are formed in a very like narrow scope. We see something and it makes sense to us and we're like, why would anybody else do anything other than this? That's stupid, that's wrong. And we dig into that because we don't understand it or it scares us in some capacity. Absolutely, there's a time and a place for everything. But if somebody is wearing something that makes them feel confident, good for them. Because honestly, in this day and age, and this is my stance for anything, if you can figure out a way to feel confident and feel good about yourself, do that 10 times over. It doesn't matter. As long as you are not hurting physically anyone else or putting anybody else down, do it, because it's so hard to find that feeling. And if somebody feels confident and feels good, that puts a tendency on us to hate that because we don't have that. We can't judge other people. That's I mean, that's what we are. We are a judgmental society. We judge not because we well, we judge for multiple reasons, but we judge because it it helps us operate collectively, right? In a way, judgment is good. We have judges, we appoint judges. Judgment is not bad all the time, but when it goes as far as to tell somebody else how they can live their life, when it's not harming anyone. Who cares if Grant wanted to go to the store and buy a dress? I mean, would it be a little weird for me? I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, cool." But I'd wanna explore, like, why do you wanna do that? Dresses make anybody feel pretty, so if I know how I feel when I wear a dress. If I could give that same feeling to him, I would want that. I would feel happy that he could experience that happiness. He doesn't want to, but that's how I see it. I think people have a hard time understanding why people would do it. And with the internet as it is now, we have access to so much more than we've ever been able to before. And if you have never been exposed to or never experienced people living different lifestyles like that, it can be scary because it came out of nowhere. And we have no idea how to process it, especially if you're older now and just experiencing this for the first time. You've never known or witnessed this to be a part of your life. And now all of a sudden it feels like it's overwhelming. I think that's what's happening to a lot of people is they feel like it's people taking over or getting converted into this because they're seeing it so much more because of the internet. But in reality, it's always been there. You just haven't been exposed to it. I don't think Target is forcing transgender on anyone because personally, I haven't even received an ad about the Pride clothing. Like they advertise it the same way they would advertise a new swimwear line or a new dress line. Did they put their new display right up front? Absolutely. But they also put the Easter display and the Christmas display right up front. So it's equal, in my opinion. Um, if you don't like it, don't buy it. That's as simple as it gets to me. Oh, I thought I got this little there's like this crust on this Pyrex dish. And again, if you don't like what Target is doing, don't shop at Target. That is the easiest way to tell them you don't like it. But I think it's important that people who do enjoy the Pride collection have an accessible place where they can find that stuff because traditionally they haven't been able to. And it is such a large population that's not had access to things that bring them joy that I think it's quite all right if they get a section in Target once a month where they can feel included in fashion. You realize we're coming up on Pride Month, right? And that's a nationally recognized holiday because of how much prejudiced gay people and transgender people have traditionally experienced in America. It's terrible. And I'll admit, I used to believe I had that misconception originally of, oh, it's a choice to be gay. That's what I was raised to understand. And as I grew and learned and met people, then I realized, oh, it's not. And also, if it was a choice, do you think any woman in abusive relationships would choose to be straight? I don't understand why it is as controversial as it is. It's not. And it's sad that it is controversial for everyone that is experiencing the other side of it. If you remove yourself a couple steps back and just any emotion that you feel, all of that anger, irritation, upset, fear, whatever the emotion is about this happening, just try to throw it out the door and put yourselves in the shoes of someone who enjoys that collection. It really sucks for them and makes them feel 10 times worse than the anger you feel that they can't even have a shirt that makes them feel included. You saw a gay man post about buying his first Barbie and he got so emotional about it. It made you sad for him. Yeah, it sucks that there's so much stigma against the gay community, and I really wish there was something else we could do to help support them, but there really isn't much to make them feel more included other than to just accept them. Gay pride is fine, it's perfectly okay. I guess these men claiming to be women in sports and going into ladies' lockers just bother me. I can understand where you might feel conflicted on that, but have you ever been in the restroom with a transgender woman? How would you know? Um, I probably have before. The statistics say you probably have and just don't know. As long as they are going into the restroom and minding their own business, I don't care if a man comes into the woman's bed, like, you gotta pee, you gotta pee. As long as you're doing your own thing, like, it's not like we're just getting naked in there all the time. Like, the intention behind them going into the locker room, most of the time, right? Like, they are probably trying to hide their bodies rather than trying to look at everyone else's body. I I don't know. I mean, have you ever been assault like that? That's it's not an issue. Besides, it makes you uncomfortable because of how they look, right? Like, I think and trans women playing in sports. Okay, as long as it's not in the, like, Olympic or professional level, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Like, that that level of okay, maybe there's a few things we need to work out, but excluding them completely, like, if you wanna be an athlete, go right ahead. Compete in whatever sport you want because that it's hard enough just to be an athlete. Like, if you're getting paid for it or, it's at the Olympic maybe then that's where we need to define better rules or understand the situation, but I don't think it's an exclusion thing ever. This isn't a Dutch oven, right? A glass. So mostly they're very nice, at least the person you met was. I would also say that my experience with gay people or transgender people has been positive. And if they're not, I mean, people can be assholes. Everyone can be an asshole just as much as everyone can be nice. So you can't say that's a like transgender thing or not transgender thing. Like that's some people go to the extreme, but so we all do. Like we all go to the extreme on something. There's if it makes someone happy and it doesn't hurt anyone else, like rock stars. Look at rock stars. You think they need to be wearing those skin tight leather pants on stage where you can see everything? But let's talk about 80s rock bands if we wanna talk about inappropriate clothing. But, I mean, 55 and older, complex, judges the fact that some couples not married are living in sin. However, one should look at law against seniors who are widowed. Wait, I can't see if there's more to that comment. I can't actually see it. But yeah, my mom criticized me for living with Grant before we were married all the time. The advice that I would get from her was, well, you're not married, so, XYZ. But adapting to the world as it is now and not how it was, we could not financially get by if we didn't live together. And I think we have a healthier relationship and have a better chance of partnering together in an equal relationship where we respect each other because we've lived together and worked through these things. People are scared of what they don't know. I think that's pretty accurate. I think it goes beyond fear and goes into this feeling of if they have something, it means I'm losing something. And if you get this is my like philosophy on people in general is people are intrinsically selfish and lazy, and everything goes back to one of those two things, right? If someone cuts you off on the freeway, right? It's because they were either being selfish or they were too lazy to look over their shoulder. If, we're worried about whatever it is, we can always tie it back to someone either being selfish or someone being lazy. And but what those two things are survival mechanisms because our brains only have the capacity for so much. We only have the limited amount of resources to do so many things, to be so thoughtful, to be so outgoing, energetic, kind to so many people. So we have to pick and choose. We physically cannot do it. And when it comes to getting over that hill and recognizing when we're being selfish or recognizing when we're being lazy in a thought process, it is extra work and it's more tiring. And a lot of people have trouble with it because it is more to do and it's a skill you have to learn. And that's what EQ is, emotional intelligence. I think for a lot of people, we don't want to admit some of the things that we previously thought, right? Because I was raised as a like far, far right Republican. My dad is the gun toting, everyone needs a gun, like Obama was trash kind of Republican. And I mirrored what I saw. And it took me a very long time to think for myself and recognize that I didn't have to follow his opinions just because he was my dad or I thought he was right. When I started listening to counterpoints instead of just immediately discrediting them and actually taking them in and saying like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. I can adopt a little bit of this, a little bit of that to form my own opinion." That's taken years. And there's still things I get wrong. And there's still things that I think that I have a bias in the back of my head, subliminally, and I am not aware of it. And I think we all have that. But it's important for us as a society if we do want to progress and get better and be more inclusive. And what's always shocked me is we talk about expressing your uniqueness, tapping into your individuality, being your true authentic self, right? Like that is what we say to kids. Be a dreamer, go above and beyond. That's how you get far in life. But then we shove people back down in the box when they do it and we tell them, no, that's wrong. You can't do that. That's too weird. That's too wrong. That's not my version of what that means. And it's very hypocritical and we do it all the time. People should know that it is okay to change in your opinion in life, and that's evolution. Yep, it is okay. It's okay to admit that you were wrong. It's okay to think something and not know the full picture or not know the full scope. It's okay to go back and forth between opinions or not know. There's 1,000 things that I will say I don't have an opinion or I don't know because I don't research it enough. And I don't think forcing ourselves to have an opinion one way or another is healthy. because that's what pigeonholes us, right? Like if you're let's say if I don't want to get into politics because that's a whole nother level of BS, but when you label yourself something like even LGBTQ, if you label yourself gay, if you label yourself Republican, if you label yourself white, then it kind of narrows your mindset into believing everything, right? Like we adopt the opinions of the other people around us to fit into whatever group. We like groups. We like identifying factors. We like little bubbles that we can label ourselves with. But I think that's incredibly dangerous because I don't have strictly all Democrat or all Republican ideas. I have a mix of both. I don't wanna have to be forced to only have this or agree with everything that these thoughts have and are. I don't. There's some things that I agree with, some things that I don't agree with, and I think that goes across the board. Everything should be open to interpretation, open to opinion, and we should never really be like, "Okay, I'm anti-killing people." That's a given. I'm gonna say I'm anti-killing people, but, like, am I anti-gun? No. I think that people should be more responsible, and we should probably have more regulations on who has them, given the events of what's happened. But does that mean we should take them away from people who are responsible? Absolutely not. I don't know. There's so many ways that we look to people in power or with influence or on, our teachers, our authoritarian figures, and we seek out the way they think and adopt it for ourselves. And I think there's not enough regulation and moral checks. Moral checks is the wrong word. We blindly agree with things and we kind of like get on this bandwagon. And I think people in power feel empowered by people getting on their bandwagon and then feel validation and feel justification. And then it kind of like snowballs. It's the ego. The egos don't get checked. That's what it is. I think we need more ego checking around the world. Oh gosh. Times are changing. I personally think times are changing for the better as far as where we're going as a society. There's always growing pains. There's always been growing pains. Um, but I mean, there's if you historically look, there's been growing pains of every different topic throughout history. So it's not like we're in this unique situation where the older generations who had a childhood experience one way and are used to and accustomed to living in a certain lifestyle and don't like change because change is scary. They're not familiar with it. They feel like they're not going to fit in anymore because something they have to do changes, or they, like again, going back to the selfish and lazy, they're scared of whatever the future brings because of their inability to be successful in that future. Because it's easier to be afraid and try to hold on to this than to change. And I think that happens over and over and over again and generationally, which is why every single young generation that comes into the workforce, they call them lazy. They call them, you know, they tell them they don't want to work. Millennials ruined XYZ, right? We killed the newspaper business. We killed the whatever. But I think that's just a sign of the inability younger generations and older generations have of communicating effectively with each other. And the older generations being threatened by the change that the younger generations bring. On your husband's school bus run today, a boy hit a girl, and my husband isn't allowed to discipline him. Again, I think that's a interesting situation because what would the discipline be? More hitting? How would he discipline? I think there can and should be discipline for someone hitting someone. And that discipline is going to come in the form of, he can't ride the school bus anymore. The punishment has to fit the action. So either he has to sit alone or sit up front next to the bus driver, or his parents get told he can't be put on the transportation system anymore. I think that is what should happen. It's unfortunate if it can't or doesn't, and we don't have the budgets in our school system to do those kind of things and appoint those kind of people to oversee the disciplinary actions that are appropriate for children. I think a lot of times that could be the case in school. You have a lot of kids that act out for attention or see things at home, or, they experience their parents giving them spankings or, slapping their mouth if they say something, or washing their mouths out with soap. And then that's how they act out as a form of power grab, because they see dominating and violent acts as their authoritative figure doing it. So they want to copycat that. I think we should be allowed to say shame on you, assign seating now, and they aren't allowed to change sheets. I agree. 100% agree. I feel like if the child is a threat to someone else's safety, absolutely that should be the necessary course of action. And I'm surprised that if that doesn't happen, it is not the bus driver's liability if that girl gets hit again. That's more surprising. I need to look this thing up. Again, there's a lot of things that still need to change and we are not doing right. But I think the over-under is we're trying as a society, and that's all we can ask for. Is not everything's going to be perfect, but at least we can try something new to get it right the next time. Good night, Betsy. Sorry, I know you probably already left, but assigned seating would be easier, but that's more costly probably because someone's got to manage it. So profits over people. Profits over people is the problem with almost everything. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
You want to come talk with us?
Say hi real quick.
Okay. Look who it is. It's Grant. We're getting into heated discussions today, so welcome to it. This is going to be your least favorite.
Oh, no. That's why I just say hi. Hello.
Grant hates having deep conversations like this, where I absolutely love it. This is my favorite thing in the world.
I need to get a haircut.
Why?
It's long.
You just got it cut.
Yeah, but more to your specifications for keeping it long. I think I'm going to go back to short.
I think you look good with long hair, and I think you should keep it. I have a letter from the IRS, and then you want to open it?
This is Schrodinger's cat, right?
What?
You know that?
What do you mean?
Paradox?
No.
So there's an experiment. He's a psychologist that he did where he put a cat in a box with poisoned food.
If you don't open the box, he's not dead.
The cat's not dead.
That's not true, though. That's the cat is most definitely dead. You're just unaware of it.
You don't know. You don't know until you open the box if it's alive or not.
That's not true. It's absolutely not true.
Mm-mm.
That's
the paradox.
No, it's not. It's not a paradox. How long are you leaving the cat in the box? Indefinitely? Well, it's definitely dead because it's deprived of water at some point.
The amount of time doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Mm-mm.
If it's in there for an hour and it's not hungry.
Okay, you're focusing on the wrong part.
No, I'm not.
You're focusing on the wrong part.
Schrodinger's cat is stupid. Wait, open my IRS thing. They do have assigned seating, but the bus driver isn't allowed to move them. I have no idea why they blame COVID for everything. Well, the COVID thing is over now officially. according to the government. I'm not saying COVID is over. I'm saying the COVID, like, mandatory health crisis.
Oh boy, there's gonna be a little more.
Oh, son of a biscuit. How much more? How much more? How much more? Oh god.
I'm gonna fire your accountant.
I owe 43 extra $1,000. 100. $4,300. 43,000 would be. I wish I owed $43,000 in taxes. Let's just say that.
What?
Do you know how much money I'd be making if I owed $43,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
wish that was-
yeah. I think they didn't get my payment because my payment isn't posted. I think that's what happened. So I need to call them. Yeah. I get to call the IRS. Woo. You're an older generation, but it seems like the younger generation with social media just jumps onto the next big thing to venture single, that they are more moral. Wait. I don't quite understand the full thing of that. I do feel like the younger generation does jump on the next big thing way faster because they're exposed to it way faster. So I think it's a sign of, one, the thing that they're used to, and also what they're being marketed at the same time. Because if you remember, like, popular magazines, right? Like teen trending magazines. Oh my gosh. The amount of marketing dollars spent on influencing teenagers to buy things is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then we wonder why we have a full generation that is constantly looking for how to do the next new thing, how to keep up with the trends, how to, like, fast fashion. It's all a sign of, like, marketing ploys. Virtual signals and more moral than the next person and then jumps on the next big thing. Exactly, not thinking for what they really want for themselves morally first and their families. Okay, so let's talk about young people and why they don't have cognitive processing skills yet. Because your brain is not fully developed until 27. You physically do not have the cognitive processing skills of an adult to make rational decisions until you are 27. That is that is scientific fact. And yet we expect all of these young 20 somethings that come out of college to have their life together. And then when they don't, that intense pressure makes them explode. Let's face it, lots of us are old and I still don't understand the ripped pants. I don't understand them either, honestly. I try to put them on and I rip them more. And then they look bad if they're too ripped. It is a kind of a nice breeze though, if you're not ready for short season, but pants are too hot. So I will give them that. I'll give them that. But honestly, all fashion trends are a way to differentiate the poor from the rich, right? And that's, I feel like that's where everything goes back to, is when you look at it in money context. And that's capitalism for you. That is the bread and butter of our society. Um, Everything out there is a way for the elite to feel more elite and separate from the poors because they want to feel like they accomplish something more. And if you don't have exclusivity or this ability to do and buy the next new thing, then what separates you from everyone else doing it? And I think that's where we have a lot of this, like, the minimum wage discussion right now, right? There's a lot of talk going on about how the minimum wage hasn't been raised in who knows how long. Uh, and 40, 50 years ago, when you went to buy a house, you could, there could be, the dad of the family was a mailman and the woman was a homemaker. They had 3 kids and they were able to buy a 4-bedroom house on the mailman's salary. Perfect world. Love that for them. Beautiful. Fast forward to today, Grant and I are both working full time. and we were barely able to afford a townhome. And we're not your average salaried employees. Like, we both have side hustles. We both make a lot more money than the average person, and it was difficult for us to buy a home together collectively. So, I think I think there's a lot of, I don't know, greed. I think greed goes unchecked in a lot of ways, and I wish it didn't. I don't know how to fix it. What kind of lipstick do you wear? I am not wealthy. If I wear ripped pants, it's because you fell on your butt. The lipstick I wear, I don't have it out here right now. I don't know why I thought I would. The Maybelline Superstay lipstick. Let me tell you, this is the best lipstick I've ever put on my face. I will put it on in the morning, right? I don't take it with me. It does not stay in my purse because there is no reapplication from morning to nighttime. I will eat, I will drink, I will party, I will sweat. That thing stays right there. And it's not difficult to get off either. That is some of the other ones, you're like scrubbing at your face to get it off. The Maybelline Superstay is like, I don't know what it's made out of. It's probably got toxins in it because it's a drugstore brand, but who knows? Whatever, whatever. You're older and you love the ripped jeans. See, but in fashion is an expression of our individuality as well. So, like, I don't understand some trends, but my quirkiness and my individuality is different. Like, the things that we're attracted to with style has to do with what makes us feel good or what we want our bodies to look like. And a lot of that also goes with like body shaming because I can't tell you a woman out there that feels confident about her body 100% of the time. Like, no one, zero. Even the supermodels, even the people that are like, this is who, like, the clothing companies seek to model their garments because they are the perfect picture of human, like, they all don't feel good about themselves at some point, and it's sad, but it's true. Men also feel that way, but I don't think that they are reliant on their image for their self-worth as much as women are, so it doesn't affect them in the same capacity, but it still affects them. You're just a ripped jean or not flip-flop kind of girl. Wait, so you do like them or you don't like them? The combination of them together? It's giving 90s Billy Ray Cyrus. And I'm sorry if you do like them, but that's the first picture that come into my mind. Oh, no. I'm sure you don't look like 90s Billy Ray Cyrus with them, though. I've also been watching a lot of, the old school Hannah Montanas recently to fall asleep. I don't know why, but I can just, like, listen to Disney's original shows to fall asleep, and that's what brings me down. You bought the Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink and it wears off. Must be the wrong one. I will go double check later and figure out which one I have, but I'm pretty sure it's the same one. Not sure why. I'm not sure why. What color did, maybe it's the red, maybe it's the bright red color that I got. Maybe I have a defective one and it's recalled now because of the bad things that are in it. You're an 80s girl, all the way ripped jeans, lace, and frills. Okay. It was Did 80s bring about the ripped jeans in the first place? Was that the first introduction of ripped jeans? Honestly, I'm trying to think of my favorite era of fashion, and I think they're all kinda terrible. I'm really into, like, the cottagecore, right? Big flowy dresses. Like, I wanna live as if I was on an 1800s, like, cottage in Ireland. That's my vibe right now. Um, I don't I think there's a bad trend in every era of fashion, though. Peplums? Mm, you will never see me wearing a peplum. You think Madonna, because you know her tops were oh, they had, like, the tears in them? Bell bottoms. I actually love bell bottoms. They are so much fun, and they make your butt look really good. We should bring bell bottoms back. I think they're already back, but we should have more bell bottoms. Corel. What not Cornell. What makes me really happy is we can all have these conversations openly and non-judgmentally and share our opinions without feeling like they're going to be judged by other people. Can I just say that I appreciate all of you for being positive and happy and open-minding into hearing somebody else say something or talk about something without it going into like, oh, you're a terrible person because you believe this, or like, you shouldn't think that way. We never said that, and I'm really proud of us for that. And we listed another thing, so that means we get to pull another card. Oh gosh. Oh no. If I can pull another card. Hello from New Zealand. Ooh, squirts. I actually just bought a couple. They're like workout squirts or golf squirts. So they're that like yoga pant material, but they're squirts and they are so cute and so comfy. They make you look dressy, but you're wearing yoga pants. I am incredibly excited for them. And they have pockets in the shorts. That's like the end all be all of these. They're amazing. They're incredible. What is your favorite meal growing up and why? I had the advantage of having a, like, five-star chef as a stepmother, and she made some of the best meals. She could go to a restaurant and eat something and then be able to come home and recreate it. I don't know how she did it. She was amazing with spices. I think it's just using a lot of garlic and onion, honestly. Now that I'm cooking for myself, I realize it's just using garlic and onion. But um, we had so much good food. And it's really ironic because she became the center of all of my trauma with food afterwards. But c'est la vie. It would be either, I think, eggplant. Oh gosh, it was like the eggplant from uh Panda Express. I think the first time I had that and then like we made it at home, it was like life changing for me. I was like, I like eggplant. Oh my gosh, whatever sauce this is, it's incredible. Or Nuckies, which is what my great grandma used to make. Apparently, they're just dumplings uh, with pickle juice on them, but we called them Nuckies and they were German. Half short and half skirt. Yes. My son will say it. It's why he's a veteran. Wait, we'll say what? Have you got any vlogs coming up? I am working on filming a vlog right now. It's for another photo shoot. It was supposed to be yesterday, but it got postponed until next week. So that will be coming shortly. I do have a book review coming up. I have a video coming out tomorrow about laundry stripping. If any of you have never laundry stripped, I'm about to blow your mind because if you think you're getting all of the germs and bacteria out of your clothes just by the washing machine, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I'm going to blow your minds with how dirty your clothing actually is. Um and then I have more like review videos coming out. I had to take a couple weeks off because I was sick and then the molars and everything. So we will get back to our regularly scheduled shopping videos and vlogs soon. But I'm trying to like introduce new ideas and concepts and have more fun with my YouTube channel. I know the shopping videos are fun and exciting, but I really don't have the time to go shopping as much as I would like or the budget. let's be real. I spend a lot of money when I go shopping. Yeah, so laundry stripping started getting popular probably 2 years ago on TikTok, and it's been like this weird craze ever since, where basically, like, fill a giant bathtub of hot water and let your clothes sink in there with some stuff for, like, 6 hours, but the results that people are getting of the grime that's getting pulled out of their fabrics is it's one of those, like, you can't look away, but it's so bad. Oh, why we all have opinions and listen to others' opinions. Gotcha, okay. Love my mental health videos. I'm gonna do more of those. We're definitely gonna do more of those. I'm gonna be reviewing, books about mental health that have helped me along my journey, that we're starting from, like, the first ones that I read and, like, moving through them. So those are coming. I'm gonna do more marketing videos as well, just because I'm trying to ramp up my marketing consulting business, and now that we're officially in a recession, and I'm afraid, as anyone could be, about losing my job at any given moment. I think it's because the new washers don't fill all the way up with water anymore. It could be, but I think it's more about the length of time that they're sitting in the solution, and it's borax in there. So we don't normally add borax to our regular laundry loads, and it doesn't sit and soak and, like, really seep into all the fibers of the fabric in an hour. Do I have the same dad as my other siblings? Sad to hear you didn't have a good relationship with your stepmom. Um, kind of. Okay, so I have 5 siblings, actually. 1 older sister from my mom. I think she's 7.5 years older than me, making her almost 40 now. I don't talk to her anymore. Then I have 2 siblings from my dad's side with my stepmom that are 7.5 and 10 years younger than me. I don't talk to them anymore either. Haven't talked to them in 10, 15 years. And then I have Noah and Rachel, which you all know, that are what, 15, 16 years younger than me, something like that. So I have a lot of siblings, actually. And technically, I have a step sibling from Noah and Rachel's dad from that marriage, but it's such an estranged. I've never really hung out with her. A lot of dye comes out of clothes. It does. It does. But I'm doing white pillows, so you'll be able to see all of the grime. And it's like you can see the oils that come off too, and the skin particles. Like, it's not, you would be able to tell if it's dye. Sometimes it is dye. I've done a couple that it's dye, but yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty. Can't wait for the new videos coming. Really enjoy your content. Thank you. I try to be honest. I try to be honest and original. I think that's something that not a lot of creators tap into anymore. Um, there's a lot of people that want to be a creator because of the money side of it. So they're trying to copy what other people are doing. And, I see this a lot on all of the social media advice on TikTok from these social media gurus: how to grow your channel, how to be a successful TikToker, how to be a successful YouTuber, do this trending video, do this trending sound, have that, like, do this for a vlog. And it's like, none of it is original content. And I think that's one thing that sets me apart and will take me further, is because I'm not afraid to have a video that doesn't do well just because it's something different. I'm more than willing and able to try something new and bring something that like, just whatever I think of, whatever I want to do, I do it. Who are my favorite siblings? Out of all of them, I mean, the only ones I talk to are Noah and Rachel. So I guess that they get the immediate. Rachel is a favorite over Noah. Sorry, Noah, but she's a girl, so I relate to her more, and we can both have the common enemy of periods. So sorry, you don't have a period. I can't relate to you on that, and we have a trauma bond. So honest and so straightforward. I try my best. I try my best, and that's what I want to help other people see as a creator, is like that confidence that I have in being straightforward and being able to share my voice and opinions, I think a lot of younger people need to see that to be able to feel confident for doing it for themselves. And that's kind of my goal is being the big sister, right? I want to be the big sister to more people and help share how I got out of my traumatic situations because there weren't enough people out there sharing how to do it when I was trying to do it. So I want to help more people so that more people can do it. Are you the only one that vacuums your mattress? No. And I steam clean my mattress now too, because apparently the steam cleaner kills the bacteria with the heat. I try to be smart, but as smart as I can be sometimes, there's always the balance, right? There's always a balance, and I can be equally as dumb. And those are the moments I try to get on camera for your entertainment. Have you seen those old school videos called Draw My Life? Would you consider doing it? I have not, but why not? What are they? I guess I can go look them up later, but I have not heard of them. I need to list something. I'm just talking. Sometimes I talk to hear myself talk too. Ooh, what are these? Ooh, this looks like something. I don't think you can actually put this in the oven. But has anybody made garlic confit? Is that what it's called? Garlic confit? It's like basically you load the plate up rim to rim with garlic and then you put oil and salt in it and bake it and then use it as like a dipping sauce or spread it on bread. Oh, so speaking of bread, I have sourdough in my bread maker that's going to be ready tonight. I'm going to make some garlic to go with it. Thank you all for the idea. I haven't made bread in 3 weeks, and my poor little sourdough starter has been getting neglected, which I think is good for it. I think neglecting it a little bit and like letting it liquidate and bubble up is kind of helped it. We did an experimental recipe today because the last time I tried to make sourdough in my bread maker, the recipe I used overflowed it. So got a little crazy. But this recipe, I only realized after I started mixing all the ingredients together that it asked for 400 grams of starter. I had 100. I had 100 that I was able to use. Otherwise, I'd be completely out of starter and I'd have to start over again. So I experimented and I put a little bit of gluten in there as well, hoping that the active yeast will feed on the gluten and not need the extra starter. So we'll see. We'll see how that all works out. I'm hoping it'll be fine. I am not a scientist, so I really shouldn't trust my ability to substitute things in bread making, but alas, here we are. You have several earrings for me. Thank you. Need to get them to your mom to give to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and cute earrings, as you can tell. So one video that I'm going to do, I don't know if any of you have heard of the site Temu, but I ordered a bunch of stuff because I have no impulse control. And I'm going to make a review video on what I find and test some things. I found lead tests. Okay, so here, let me back up a little bit. I went down a rabbit hole a couple days ago and got lead test paint swab strips from Amazon. They're the little like Q-tip swabs that you dip in water, and tested dog toys. And they came back positive, and I freaked out. I made a video about it. It got like 2 million views on TikTok. And I was like, oh my gosh, these dog toys have lead in them. This is terrible. What's going on? Like, how could this happen? Turns out the tests had the same chemical that reacts to lead reacts to other metals as well, including zinc, which those toys are cured with. So I went down a whole rabbit hole of like going and getting a more reliable test that only tests for lead and then checking them again, and they're fine. They're all fine. But there was one like pig that someone had gotten off the internet at some point that did test positive for lead, but it wasn't the toys that I had, fortunately. Daisy is safe. But I ordered a ceramic cat dish from Temu, and I know that lead can be used in a lot of paints. So I'm definitely going to test that for lead and see if that is safe to use for my animals. I got a couple of silicone like lick mats and things like that that I'm going to see if they're safe, figure out if what the quality is of that stuff and share it with everybody else, because if you aren't aware, basically Temu is Amazon. Like the same products that people are buying in wholesale and or drop shipping to the Amazon warehouses and you buy on Amazon, that's kind of what's over in the Temu marketplace. And I think this is where I'm going to go into more detail in the video. But I think what's happening is the distributors in China or the manufacturers in China are trying to take up the market space that Amazon is monopolizing here in the United States. And being a direct-to-consumer platform through Temu allows them to do that. Now, that's not saying that Temu is completely safe, because the regulations on their products are not the same as the US. So you have to be incredibly careful what products you are getting. And two, there have been over 200 complaints to the Better Business Bureau already of Temu, of people either not getting their shipments or having credit card, theft, and we don't know what the privacy concerns of their websites are either, because it is a Chinese company and they don't have the same regulations on privacy concerns. So if you're putting in your information, it could get hacked, whatever. There's risks, benefits, everything is weighed, right? But we're going to be doing a haul. I got a ton of stuff. It's all super cute stuff, and we're going to see the quality and we're going to have some fun and test some Temu products for lead. That was a long way to wrap around to tell you we're testing things for lead. You brought hair clips and leggings from them and like them. That is great. I really hope that the things that I bought, I am going to like, because the things that I bought are really cute and I bought them because I really want to use them. So I'm hoping it's great. I will say though, be careful. Like Shein, I'm sure that they have the same problem with using toxic chemicals in some of their clothing. So just be careful of that potentially if you're ordering clothes from there too. Oh wait. You miss nice warm bread and buns with butter. Low carb doesn't allow bread. Oh, that is a shame. I am so sorry. I'll eat a slice for you in your honor. Look those videos up. Gives us an insight into your life while you get to creatively do a video on it. They are so interesting, and we get to see a look into your life, plus see how good of a drawer you are. I am not a good drawer, so that'll be fun for no one to watch probably, but I'll look it up and I'll try. Their stuff does look really cool. So I will buy some stuff so you don't have to, so you can see the quality and then make a decision if you want to impulse buy for yourself. You don't know how to do TikTok? TikTok is confusing. I will say it took a long time to figure out how to use the platform. And like anything, it changes on a weekly basis, just like Instagram, just like Facebook. YouTube's pretty good about not changing, but they introduced the shorts, which kind of confused everybody. But yeah, I think social media platforms spend too much time trying to be like each other. Like Snapchat should have stayed Snapchat, and Instagram should have never introduced Reels. Honestly, I think it was a big mistake for them to copy stories and Reels and posts. Like, just figure out what you're good at and double down on it. Like, I think that goes back to like fear of, if somebody else has it, you're going without. Like Pinterest, they know what they're good at, they do it, and they do it better in each iteration. Elaborate eyebrows, how do you do them? I don't. That is the secret. They are just bushy little caterpillars that I have to like get lined up. I'll like trim them back and I'll pluck them every once in a while to clean them up, but I don't do anything to style them. They lay like that on my face. I think my stepmom not allowing me to tweeze my eyebrows in high school helped with that because I would have been like the millions of people that over tweeze their eyebrows and now have nothing. Thank you for joining us, Kathleen. I will see you next time. I need to list more things. I keep getting distracted. Okay, I put these in here. We got talking about garlic and bread with this, and as you can tell, I'm probably a little hungry. Oh, it's okay. We're going to wrap this up at 6 o'clock because I have to go to the grocery store before I can make dinner tonight. Oh, that's the other thing. I was going to ask you guys if you want to do some cooking with me lives. I think I might try to pick a few fun recipes and we'll do a live cooking show. And I can put the recipe. I'll try to put a recipe. I don't cook with recipes. I just kind of wing it. So I'll try to put a recipe in the description and then we can all have like a cooking night together. And I know everyone's in different time zones, so we might not be able to cook together, but if we are, we can try to have some fun. Yes? Okay. Can we see a food haul? Yes. I was actually planning on doing a like grocery shopping with me. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Maybe I'll film my grocery shopping experience and I'll drag Grant along with me because he hates shopping in any capacity, not just at the like clothing stores. So it gets a little chaotic. If you know me, I'm ADD. And if you know me when I'm hungry, I want to buy everything. I also have a Asian food market by me that I want to do like trying different Asian snacks because they are so good sometimes and just want to eat food. So I'm gonna give myself the excuse of a tax write-off to do it on camera. You like the pink vase behind me on the top shelf? I actually just pulled that guy out. Isn't he incredible? Let me go get him and show you. It's actually fairly lightweight too. So I feel like it wouldn't be super incredible shipping costs. But look, it's got that like, what is this, 90s or 80s? There's little rose petals inside. This is 80s. Let me see what it's marked on the bottom. I don't think it is. It doesn't have a name. But yeah, this is incredible. I can list this in my whatnot if you would like. Or I don't know where you are. You want it? Okay. How much do you want to pay for it? I'm going to leave this up to you. And then if you have a PayPal, I can send you an invoice. You're in Canada. If you send me an email, I can figure out we can do this offline. We can figure out a fair price. I can figure out shipping. And if it's still worth it to you, I can give you priority on it before I list it in my whatnot. So it'll be cheaper to pay for shipping. Do you have my email? Do you know my email? It is info@justjordanthings.com. There, I typed it, so maybe you can grab it from that. Serving dishes. And just so everybody is aware here, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be taking all of the stuff in my buy it now section and moving it to auction format for my sale. So if there's anything in there that you see before the auctions start, or like tonight, if you go in there tonight and look, and if there's anything you want, leave me an offer or buy it so that it doesn't get sold in the auction tomorrow before you have a chance to grab it. Oh, another little plate. Oh, more Corel. More Corel without the dang cups. Oh, we listed something. We pull a card. We got 12 minutes. We got this. Lose the ability to lie or believe everything you're told. Why? Oh, wait. Okay, so either you can't lie anymore or you believe everything you're told. I'm going to say I'm going to lose the ability to lie because I already don't lie that much. So, I feel like it wouldn't make a big impact on my life. I'm pretty direct as it is. I got nothing to hide, people. I am who I am. I feel like believing everything I'm told. I'm already super gullible too, though. Hold on. That card is targeting me. I am offended. It knows. It's a trick question. I feel like believing everything I'm told is a lot more dangerous than not being able to lie. Not being able to lie might put me in some like physically harmful situations, or I could just like not say anything. You know, if there was like a big tough guy that was like, "What are you looking at?" and I'm like, "Your mole on your face. Sorry, I can't stop staring at it." Like I might get punched in the face. But if someone was like, "You need to eat 500 donuts a day, otherwise you're gonna die," I'm like, "Oh no, now I have to eat 500 donuts." Like, I one's more dangerous than the other. This is the problem with vintage stuff. The dust has been on here longer than I've been alive. I wish I had a little sink out here. That would be cool. I feel like it wouldn't be that difficult to install one. We have a pretty open, like, space there next to my laundry machine. And when I have kids, I wanna do the cloth diaper thing, and, I'm not watching them in the kitchen sink. That's no thank you. Amazon's here. I don't even remember what I ordered from Amazon half the time. It's a real problem. Amazon is way too convenient. And it's usually, like, household goods, like, "Oh, I forgot to order," like, the stuff the stuff for, like, fly gnats, right? You're like, "Oh, just get it on Amazon, don't have to worry about it." Like, it's just so easy. It's dangerous. So, my stepmom used them, and I already had to wash them when my little 2 sisters were born, so I'm familiar with them. I definitely know the risk reward, and I don't think I would do exclusively cloth diapers. I would do a mixture depending on, like, are they sleeping in them? Are we going out, like, on a family trip? But if my lifestyle is the way it is now and we're home 90% of the time, I think it's something that I would use more consistently. You're also talking to the girl that makes her own butter every week now. So I feel like washing diapers is not gonna be the, like, worst thing that I do. And they're really cute. I also like how cute they are. It'll get me with the cuteness, honestly, if anything, that's what'll do it. can't wait for having a baby and watch you have twins. Oh, goodness gracious. My tiny little body could never handle I'm not gonna say never because my high school teacher is smaller than me, and she had triplets. God, she was a multi-baby machine because she has, I think, 7 kids now. She had triplets, and then she had twins, and I think she had another set of twins. Yeah, that adds up to 7. I was like, "Oh my goodness, woman." I don't know how she does it. But yeah, baby content, oh, that's gonna be some fun stuff. Just sent me an email, the flowers. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so I will respond to that after I go to the grocery store. So bear with me. Bear with me. And if you didn't, send me your address so I can pull up how much the shipping cost would be. It is pretty lightweight, so I'm hoping that it won't be too bad. Your son was 5 pounds and now he's 6 feet tall. Oh my goodness. I was a 9-pound baby, believe it or not. No one could tell you were pregnant until 9 months and you were small. I wonder how my mom carried, because that's gonna be how I carry, right? Is that how that works? You would be such a loving mama. I would try my darndest. I feel like I'm gonna be the disciplinary parent. I'm going to be the rule maker, the enforcer of things. Grant, on the other hand, he is going to cave into everything, especially if we have a daughter. He already does it with Daisy. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we listed something, and now we're gonna pull a card. And I think this is gonna be the last card of the night because I'm starting to get hungry. Also, it sucks that I can't eat solid foods for I thought it was just a week. Oh, no, no. I can't eat crunchy food for a month to 6 weeks after my surgery, and I am so mad. We will even each other out. I hope so. Okay. Back carrier, now back issues because it messed you up. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. For your baby when you were carrying it? See, I wanna do the sling thing or, like, the front baby bolster where you just, like, got a baby attached to you at all times on the front, and I want Grant to wear it too because I feel like that would be so cute. Accessory of the summer, a baby. What is the riskiest thing you've ever done? That's a good question. What's the riskiest thing I've ever done? I'm not a big risk taker, I will say that. I'm a very, like, strategic, uh go with the flow, go with the rules kind of person. I think the most risk I've taken is with what I say to people, honestly. What I'm like willing to say to people's faces that I consider my friends that could potentially like make them upset with me or relationships, right? Like that's a big one. Um as far as like right, like risk reward. It it could end up, like, ending the relationship, but I'm still going to say it anyway kinda thing. I've quit a few jobs. Rage quitting? Ooh, rage quitting is you gotta rage quit at least once in your life from a job because the satisfaction you get knowing that you can, at any point in time, walk into your manager's office and say, "I'm done. I'm leaving. Goodbye forever." Do I have a job lined up? No. Do I have a plan? Absolutely not. But you've made me so infuriated that I literally can't stand working here more than I need a paycheck. That's a great one. I rage quit Forever 21 because oof. that place. Terrible. You were pregnant while carrying the baby? Oh, man. They didn't balance each other out? Just like you're like a weeble wobble. You can't fall down if you got one on both ends. Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna need all of your, like, advice once I start having babies, so this is why I need you guys to stick around. Sat in a Honda CRX in Yellowstone while a very large bison looked and smelled me through the sunroof. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, that must have been terrifying. Oh. Oh, and what you meant is the you carry the baby towards their back. Some babies carry the baby towards their front while they're pregnant and oh, 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 like when you were oh, not like after. I got you now. I got you now. What is the card game I'm using? It's called Let's Get Deep. It's actually a really fun game to play with your friends or a significant other. Grant and I played this a bunch where we would just go back and forth. There's actual rules to it where it's like collect the cards and but I just like to use it as like prompts for deeper discussion. So, it's on Amazon. I think I have it linked on my Amazon store somewhere if you can just type it in. You had an older doctor convince you to have a natural birth, but you didn't want and would never tell anyone to do that without an epidural now. I go back and forth between wanting to have a natural birth and electing for an epidural. Just because, I mean, there's horror stories with both, right? But I don't know. I think I would still want to try to do it as long as there's no like complications, obviously. It's not like breach or I'm not in a like high risk situation. I don't know. I mean, I know I have a high tolerance for pain. I don't think pain is the problem. I feel like because I have so many sensory issues, when I can't feel parts of my body or it's numb, I freak out. And I don't know. I don't like that feeling. And also needles, oh good God. I know you can't see it and what but like the additional stress that that would put on me, I think that that, for me personally, outweighs the relief it would give from the pain. The key is a really good doctor so they don't mess up the episiotomy. See, yeah, and then there's, like, the complications with the episiotomy that could go wrong. Oh god, that would give me nightmares. I had a panic attack, a literal panic attack, sitting in the doctor's chair before they gave me an IV. Literally, all they had to do was give me an IV, and then I knocked out for my tooth removal surgery, and I sat there trying to calm myself down, and they put the heart monitors on so I can hear my heart rate getting elevated, and I'm like, "Okay, we're breathing," and I'm, like, trying to listen to it, trying to make it go down, and then they can't find my vein, of course, fantastic. So they try 3 different times, and I'm just like, I feel it. I feel it, and the sensation of the needle being in my arm, it's not the pain. The pain is not what I'm afraid of. It's that sensory input of something being where it shouldn't in my arm, and, like, I can feel every like, it's ugh, I hate it more than anything in the entire world. And it was just an IV. You were so exhausted, and there's so much care for yourself and the baby and the same time, and I literally had a meltdown because I was so tired from birthing. I can imagine. I've also heard a bunch of stories of, like, poor treatment of mothers either while they're giving birth or immediately after giving birth, and just the horror stories of medical practices around women in general. Like, it's it's not been great. It's not been a great track record for medicine. I am fortunate enough that in San Diego, we have the Sharp Healthcare Center, and I think that they're one of the, like, top ranked birthing centers and, like, medical institutes in the United States. But I think it's all in the partner you're with, that they help a lot with the baby after, and moms help you, you'll be good. Yeah, so his mom lives in Orange County, which is really helpful, and then my mom, I'm gonna force her to come when I have a baby too, so I think we'll be good. Your birth partner will see to good care, get a doula. Yeah, I plan on getting, so my stepmom, in addition to being a great chef, she was also a Bradley method teacher and lactation coach when I was younger, and unfortunate as a kid, I sat in to all of those meetings and went to all the conferences and went to all of the classes with her. So I know far too much about birthing for someone who has never had a baby nor been pregnant yet. But I do feel like it adequately prepared me for the expectations of having a kid and understanding how to advocate for myself when it comes to medical practices. I try to be prepared for everything. That is my toxic trait, is if there is something that I know I can plan, I will plan for it extensively. To a fault sometimes. But it is 6:05. We are 5 minutes past when I said I was gonna get off of this and go to the grocery store. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna film it, and we'll see how entertaining it is. I appreciate all of you guys being here. My new video comes out tomorrow, and I got to move my whatnot show. Thank you for reminding me. I will see you all next week. Bye, everyone.